I think there are lots of people who don't feel completely welcome in the church, people who are divorced and remarried, gay people. But what we have to do is not only welcome them, but also hear what they can teach us, what they have to say to us.
He really wants the church to be the home of everybody. A home for all people. A home is where you can relax and feel accepted. Pope Francis said the church is called to be the house of the Father, with doors wide open, where there's a place for everyone, with all their problems, and to move towards those who feel the need to take up again their path of faith. The home of humanity. And the Pope is a man of great spontaneity. He says what he wants to say without having to bother to be on message all the time. The Pope is somebody who doesn't want to control everything. We live in a very controlling society. And sometimes in the church we've been infected a little bit by this culture of control, centralization, messages from the center. And one of the things that the Pope wants to do is to give us back more responsibility for our lives, to give the bishops more responsibility for their dioceses, to give people in parishes more responsibility in taking decisions. But the Pope has what I love to call a theology of mess. He would love my room. He doesn't like things too tidy and controlled. At the beginning of all creation, the Holy Spirit hovered over the chaos, and creation came to be. And the Pope believes that if anything new is to happen, sometimes we need a bit of mess, and we mustn't be afraid of it.
And there's no doubt that at this moment there is an enormous persecution of Christianity. The Pew Forum reckons about 100,000 Christians are killed for their faith every year. This is the greatest time of persecution since before the conversion of Constantine. And many of these communities are very ancient. Christians were in Iraq long before they were in Britain. These are some of the oldest Christian communities, and they're being decimated. And it's extremely difficult for the church to know what to do. Because on the one hand, we don't want Christianity to disappear from the Middle East. And so we have to do everything we can to make it possible for Christians to stay. On the other hand, who are we to force them to stay? So we can't take decisions for them, but we can try to support them if they stay and welcome them if they don't.
Now, nearly all the great Christian doctrines are about the body and its goodness, the good creation of our bodies. And our food for the journey is Christ's body. And our hope is for the resurrection of the body. So being, I think, a flourishing Christian baptized into the Lord implies that you delight in your godliness. It's beautiful, it's blessed.
But truth preached into our contemporary experience. And that's what I think makes Timothy's presence amongst us so rich, that this deep, ancient, very beautiful truth of our faith makes new sense in every place, every generation, and Timothy brings that to us.